Hello, guys, and welcome. I'm here from the streets of Lima, Peru, to bring you the wonderful broadcast of the winter tour here for SA. We're here in Div 1 once again. We only have one match for today, but it's an exciting one. It's Infamous arguably duking out against U.Esports. My name is Epulze, and joining me on this wonderful panel is Bowie and Winter. Hello, guys. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Hi, Winter. Hi. I see a lot of excitement.
I'm doing really well, dude. And I want to tell you something. Usually, you complained that I'm the biased Brazilian caster, but today I come with terrible news because I think this is gonna be a storm. I feel like this Infamous team is just like in the top 4 of the teams of Division 1, and I don't think SG, at least so far, belongs to that top 4.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, I don't think you're a biased. I think you're a wonderful caster. I just like playing with you because I am biased, and the more I discredit you, the better I look. So it's just a technique, Bowie. I'm pretty clever about that. I'm not so sure about that because while I would agree with you if I just see the teams itself, the performance we saw from Infamous the first day was lackluster, to say the least. Right? It was just not a good performance.
I mean, they did play against a really good team, though, right?
Fair. That might have changed it a lot. Maybe when these teams, what Bowie's talking about is the new SG Esports. In case you guys don't know, has nothing to do with the old roster. They completely changed the old roster, and it's just like a Frankenstein of teams. Honestly, you have like a little bit of Hiko from Midas Club. You put in Arms, who was playing in Infinity. I think his last team was. He's been a little bit gone for a while. Yeah. Then Faker as well, or KXY as the English viewers like to call him, though nobody calls him that here. And as well, what's the fifth Wish as well? So a little bit of a known as well inside of it. Faker has been kicked out from more teams that I can count, if I'm honest with you. And then you finally have LTH, which was I'm actually not very well versed in
actually,
LTH.
He was from the second team of SG, SG Energy, and they poached him from that team, I guess.
Well, I mean, they poached him. I guess it was part, right? Because SG Energy just became partially SG. Hiko was also in SG Energy last time that we saw them, right? He was actually starting out there. So it's an interesting team. And as Bowie says, a lot of new talent. I'm a fan of Wish, particularly. I think he's really good. I am not such a fan of other players, particularly Faker. I think Faker's been kicked out for a reason.
Yeah, I mean,
are there many teams that have a second team in SA?
SG did it for like 4 months for whatever reason, and then stopped.
Yeah. They had, there was a little bit of drama with that second team, but generally speaking, there's not a lot of second teams. And, we're talking about KXY. I really, really, really feel like he's probably like the best laner in South America and probably the worst macro player in the DPC. He's such a weird player. Like, he stomps every single lane. You see him, like, Sumail is streaming, KXY stomping Sumail in lane, but then he proceeds to feed 4 times and the game's over in 25 minutes. Like,
sounds like CTY.
Yeah.
It's similar to CTY. Except what Faker does, which is interesting, is they always put him in a role that, like, I only see Faker succeed when they put him in a sacrificial role. Like, he'll play Invoker, for example, one of his best heroes, Invoker Wax, and he'll win his lane, he'll gank a bunch, and then he'll build like Solar Crest, which is a really old build, and still build it these days. Like Solar Crest Invoker, buff his carry with Alacrity, and that's all he does. Like 4-step Solar Crest is the build he goes for, and accomplishes nothing. He's only there to buff the carry. That's his old sole role. And I think he succeeds when he does that. It's a good utility in mid laner. The problem is that, as you said, Bowie, I don't think he can play anything else. I honestly don't think there's any other style that suits him because he always kind of feeds. He's never the space maker enough. Like he can only win the first 20 minutes, and then afterwards, at some moment, he's going to make a play that's going to cost his team the game. Which is why he gets
feels
kicked.
like he just wants to create space all the time, and he never really communicates that much. And that's the second problem I have with SG. Is that you have Widge, so like you have the 5, which is usually like the core, all of the ideas of the team, not speaking Spanish. Then you have 3 Brazilian players, and you have KXY.
No, Widge speaks Spanish. Widge speaks Spanish, right?
No, how do the Brazilian players?
Yeah.
Like,
how do they talk to each other
then? In Spanish Portuguese. Like, seriously, all these guys, they speak Portuñol, which is like a combination of Spanish Portuguese, because languages are so similar, they like combine words between them, and I don't think it's that clear.
That's the problem. Like, everyone, I can speak Portuñol, but I think like once you have a team that's playing the first division of DPC, like you really need everyone to be on the same page. And I don't think either side speaks enough Portuñol or English for them to. I mean, that's only my opinion, and that's obviously that SG's first game. I don't want to jinx them that much, but I do feel like they have a lot to prove because they did play in the Fallen Cup and they lost to like Furia Jovem, which is not even in the DPC. So yeah, I don't come with a lot of expectations, unfortunately, because I do like the SG org. I think they're really cool.
Yeah, but this is a yeah, it's not the best looking. I'm a big fan of Hiko. I've been a fan of him ever since his inception. I thought he was really good, particularly as a 4, right? And now he's starting at the core role. I think Arms is actually a relatively talented carry, but I agree with you. Wish as well. I think Wish actually was one of the best POS 4s, but I'm not that convinced in him as a POS 5. Like, he was a really solid POS 4. The Nyx Assassin, the Clockworks, the Miranas. As a POS 5, I don't know if he's going to be able to bring that mechanical skill to the table. So, yeah,
That's the
I'm
weird
with you.
part about this team. Like, I like all of their players, but when I see this roster together, it just doesn't actually fit in my head. So,
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong, but it does feel like I mean, this first division is so stacked right now. It's gonna look hard, even if they are a good team. So we'll see.
I mean,
If they
usually when
can...
POS 4s switch to POS 5 is because of a lack of captains, as far
Yeah.
as I understand.
That's true. Which actually is a captain himself. He was captaining as a POS 4 his last team, so it does make sense that he's captaining now as a POS 5. On the other side, though, since we're going to flame them, let's flame both. Infamous also, I think, has a bit of problem with their positions because if we talk about Infamous now, we have Lumiere, who was regarded as one of the best carries last season, right? He was a Hokori carry, at least for the majority of the season. Then in close qualifiers, he changed teams. He's really solid, but he's a 4 protect 1 style carry. He's a farm. I play terribly. Let me carry your game, right? And then Alone, who I've been claiming for ages that he used to learn to play mids that are like normal and I just can make space, but he literally only plays carry mids. I have never seen him play anything else. Like, he plays the OD,
He plays
but
Void
like with
Spirit.
Witchblade. Okay, he plays Ember. That's true. He plays Ember, but he will farm on Ember. He will play Morphling mid. He'll play the SFs. That's his style, and he always is farming. He's farming all the time. Last game we saw with Lumiere, he gave Lumiere 0 space that whole game, and it did not work out for them.
That sounds like you, farming all the time.
Me?
Yeah.
What? You've never seen my games, Winter? What are you talking about? Are you call me fat? Is this what you're talking about? I can't really tell. Was that a fat joke, Winter?
No.
Oh, okay.
What?
Okay.
What's happening here?
I don't know. Winter, he likes to go to restaurants, and I'll go into the restaurant, and Winter will be like, the tummy, you have to be careful with the tummy, and the server will look at us and be like, all right.
I assure you that's not true. I assure you.
I'll show you, he says. I'll show you. All right.
Okay.
Winter, buddy, by the way, I would like to see your whole face. I know you're a pro player, so you like to show me the nostrils, but I would like to see the whole full thing. I don't know if you could do that for us.
He's hiding his chin. It's too big for us, so he's just he doesn't want to intimidate everyone.
No, otherwise he'll call me fat.
I would never do that, Winter, because you're incredibly skinny, actually. So why would I ever do that? But yeah, Bowie, what is your opinion on Infamous? Because I honestly did not think this team was also made to be together, if I'm honest with you.
I mean, I think you do have a point. I think they are
They
are like heavy pub players in the sense that like these guys grind a lot,
especially
of MMR.
Alone.
Yeah, like I think like if you look at Infamous, their lowest MMR player is rank 35 right now, which is insane for.
Is it Axon?
I mean, actually, oh no, yeah, Exo is rank 100. Everyone else is rank 30 or higher.
Yeah.
Or lower.
Pretty crazy.
Which is crazy. I think like MMR alone, Infamous is way ahead of SG, but you know that doesn't really. It's not the whole picture. I do feel like Infamous, they felt a little bit shaky, but they were playing against a really good team. So I want to see how they fare against SG. You know, at the end of the day, it could be a pretty close series, and I'm just being a little bit biased here, just being super anti-bias against a Brazilian team to compensate for Infamous.
Oh, the pubs do matter, you know, shows they're hardworking players.
They're super hardworking, I think, with Infamous.
I would disagree with that. I think there's a couple. Look, I think there's a couple of regions where if they pub a lot is not the best of signs. I think if you pub a lot in EU or in SA, it's not a sign that you're a hardworking player. It's actually the opposite. Because one of the difficulties that teams... Yeah, so here's my theory. And let me... Listen. One of the things that teams in EU and in SA say a lot, especially captains, is that they cannot get their players to stop playing pubs and like watch replays and like work with a team. It's like a really difficult thing. They refuse to do any work that's not, I play Dota 12 hours a day. Which is fine. Like, it's good. You're playing Dota a lot, but you're not doing the extra stuff that's part of a pro team, like watching yourself, watching your communication, learning new heroes, this kind of stuff. Like you don't do any of that. And when you see really, really high MR players, sometimes there's this inkling, this potential issue that they might be those like just rank hogs, right? For Team Spirit, for example, they did both, and that was great. But like this has been an issue with EU for a while, where like you get these top ranked players that refuse to do anything that's not play ranked, and that's not enough for a pro team, especially not in Div 1. And Alone has been claimed as that person for a really long time.
I kind of like your point, honestly. I think obviously, I mean, you cannot play pubs and still not work on those things, because I feel like that is a problem with some players in the SA region. But
Yes.
I do agree with your point. I think it definitely makes sense if you just play pubs and you don't really think about everything and you don't really try to improve as a team. Having a high MR, player doesn't necessarily translate to winning more games as a unit.
I mean, this is why are you playing the pubs? You know, are you playing
Yeah.
just for the sake of playing, or are you
Yeah.
playing it for some reason? Some players they that I know they care a lot about winning, even in the pubs, and they get really
Yes.
mad. Yeah, and they try to play in a way where they just want to win instead of okay, I should be working on A, B, or C. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like here's the concern. I say this particularly for Alone, right? I think Lumiere is not really like that, but for Alone, one of the issues he's had forever is changing his style, right? Like don't play Morphling mid, dude. Like play like Ember or Void Spirit. But here's the thing: if you play Morphling mid in pubs, you can honestly, if you're good enough, and he's a godlike Morphling, you can carry your team. You will be able to carry your team like 9 out of 10 pubs if they're like.
I mean, you're
remotely
saying he's better at a carry role, right? He's more suitable as a carry now.
Yeah, he just carries from the mid lane. Yeah, honestly, I think he just carries. Really, I think now that SF is actually a carry as well and he's being played, I think honestly he could be a great carry. I think Alone is super top tier as a carry, but as a mid laner, he's lacking a pool of heroes that a mid laner would usually have. In my opinion, from seeing him from 2 years and not seeing him improve.
He's definitely not your like Batrider or I don't know, like tiny player. He's definitely a little bit more on the carry side. I agree.
He plays Konka. I guess that's the closest thing to a carry that he or the mid laner that he plays. Konka Ember Void. I actually never seen him play Void Spirit in competitive.
No, he played Void in the DPC.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a solid Void Spirit. But I do agree. I think he used to play a lot of Morphling mid, that's for sure, and it did felt weird a lot of times. I do feel like Infamous is a really good team, though. Like if you just look at the like skill of the players, I think they are much better than SG.
I agree.
But at the end of the day, it's not only about how good these players are. You do have to play as a team. You do need to draft well. And Infamous, they already played once. This is SG's first team, so I really want to see how they draft, because that by alone could be a huge advantage.
I mean, the problems you guys mentioned, I think it's pretty normal for an inexperienced team to have problems with adapting to the patches. You know, like I've seen a lot of younger players where they are really, really good at one play style, but when the patch changes or moves, they can't really learn the new play style quickly. Some players take some time, and some players they take another approach, which is to switch roles. You know, to allow them to be in their natural habitat.
I mean, this guy, like, Alone is 17, so it suits him perfectly. Like, this is a team of young players for the most part. I think Lumiere is also very young. Like, we don't have any of the old ones. Well, there is one old player, and that's the point that I was going to give to Bowie, which is Axel. There's a if you talk to pro players in South America, particularly Hispanic ones, they will often make the joke that there's only two people in South America that understand Dota, and that's Stinger and Axel. Everyone else is a moron. Like, they only play their pubs. They don't know how to play. But, like, those two guys, they know Dota. Like, they can analyze a game. Some people would add Papita to that pool. But the idea behind this is that these are considered the best two captains, as I say. The only guys that are, like, really top tier at drafting. And Axel is regarded as not only a good captain, a good drafter, but also a, like, genuinely good voice outside the game. Like, he influences players. He knows how to influence the youngsters. He's led a lot of young teams. So this is my hope for Infamous, that if you give him a couple more weeks, Axel's influence will start to play in, and he's going to be able to rein in all these egos and be able to make them play like a team. So I'm with you, Bowie, in that Infamous should be a top tier team. I just don't know how much time they need for that to happen.
Are they together in one place?
Yes, they should be in the Infamous gaming house, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like my actual top 4 of teams right now is actually Beast Coast and the Predator, No Ping, and then it's a tie between Lava and Infamous. I really want to watch the Lava Infamous series. It's coming, but we'll see how Infamous fares here. I do feel like Lava and Infamous should be fighting for the 4th place. I know Lava used to be the ultimate predator. I know it might sound weird for me to say that, but I think Lava is yet to really showcase the Dota that they used to play in the
I mean,
last
on
year.
paper, they should be the favorites, right? On paper.
What,
Yes,
Lava?
on paper,
Yeah,
I
Lava.
think they should be
compared to Infamous, you mean, right?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But I do feel like Infamous has the potential, dude, because it's all about momentum. It's all about
Yeah.
like in this, especially in the first season. Like if Infamous wins 2-3 series, they could just take it,
Yep. Let's go to the draft now so we can continue speaking about these teams with an actual draft in front of us. Yeah, I agree with you. I actually see the potential in Infamous you're talking about. I thought that they would be that team in the second season. I thought Lab would be looking better in this first season because they're being together for much longer, right? But we'll see. I'm also hopeful for them. I want to give SG Esports more love. I just think that they need more time. Maybe this team would have started better off in Div 2, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah. We'll see how this series fares, but their performance in the Fallen Cup was not very impressive. Losing
that's
Calvin and all.
Yeah,
That
that's
No,
concerning.
it's just practice, man. It's just practice. Don't worry.
Is this what you told your teams, Winter, when you were coaching them? When you coached lower division teams, is this what you told them?
Nope, I'm not gonna tell you what, but that's something like that.
Okay, that's a yes. No, thank you, Winter. Good to know. Good to know. All right. So what do you? Okay, let's see, Bowie. Or actually, I want to ask you, Winter. You are the weaker team. You consider yourself the weaker team. What's your drafting plan? How do you approach this?
I don't give a fuck what it's my opponent doing. I just focus on myself.
Okay, I like that.
I think a lot of the weaker teams, they tend to have this issue where they try to counter or they try to worry too much about what the opponent is doing, rather than I just want to focus on what everyone likes to do in the game, how they like to play, try to draft everyone their best heroes. I think this is pretty crucial in a tier like 1.5 or tier 2 team. You put everyone on your most comfortable hero and you just try to play the game, and you don't care about what the enemy is doing that much.
I like that. Is it also easier to learn from those games as well? Like when you lose them, because it's your comfort hero, so it's easier for you to look at the things that you have to improve on.
Yes, for sure.
Totally
because if you play something that you don't really know how to play, then if you're the coach, you're looking at okay, you can't play Mars, go play more pups in Mars, and then what? It's difficult to talk about the game as a whole if somebody doesn't really play their hero correctly.
I like that.
Yeah. You just use that as a scapegoat, right? And you don't really learn about.
I mean, it's not really just like a scapegoat, like it's just really hard, when somebody, let's say, he messes up so much in the lane because he's unsure of how to use his spells correctly, and you lose the lane 9-1, then there's nothing much to talk about the game, especially if it's a mid matchup, and if you lose your lane so badly as a mid player, it's pretty much GG.
Yeah, I totally agree. Do like this opener though, Mars Dark Willow. I think it's super strong. Could be Willow 4 or 5. If it's 4, it pairs really well with Mars. They go for classic.
It's 4,
what? A Dark Willow? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Axel cannot play Willow. Let me tell you right now. they're gonna give it to Michael. Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's gonna be 4, and that's KXY/Shrek 100% because he has 3 or 4 heroes that really likes to play, and they usually ban all of the other heroes that he plays. So I think this is just.
I mean, it's rather early to go for Leshrac. They have to ban a lot of heroes, I think. Probably.
Yeah, it's because he has no more hero. Like genuinely, it's Doom, Invoker, Lesh. Like, that's his.
Doesn't play a lot of heroes really well. Not at the same level. I think it's very similar to like Mini on King of Kings. Like his Leshrac is tiers and tiers above everything else he plays.
I think the last hero is Void Spirit, right? It would be Invoker, Doom, Lesh, Void Spirit that I put as like top heroes for Faker.
Yeah, I do like the bans that they went though. I think taking DOD is super important. Taking the Batrider. This is probably okay. Maybe you take the Lina too if you're very scared.
Yeah, I would take out the Lina just in case, because that's also a hero alone. Like alone, I think Lina's one of Alone's better heroes because he can carry and he can be a win condition like he likes, but he also wins the lane and actually creates space, right? So it's like perfect for Alone.
You can just give him Lina and maybe you pick Spirit Breaker. Then you have IO Spirit Breaker and you just keep ganking the Lina with the Lesh.
Oh, okay. I like that idea.
Okay.
I think Spirit Breaker has been one of the picks that I've been noticing a lot recently.
Yep.
I feel like the hero is pretty good in the meta. I prefer it more on a honestly on a core role though, rather than support. But if you make it a support, it's fine. It's fine too.
I agree. I think core Spellbreaker, particularly like offlaner mid, is pretty nice. Though I've seen some carry Spellbreaker shenanigans, which is pretty interesting.
What? Carry?
Yeah.
Which region?
No, like it's a immortal pub thing. People are trying it out these days.
Okay.
I don't think it's been tried yet in competitive.
I mean, what's
that
the
sounds
build?
like a Gork move.
Yeah, what's the
No, it was
build?
not a Gorka. It was a BSJ move. It's different.
Okay.
It was you go for Ags, Echo Saber. So you go Echo Saber into Ags, and then the Ags helps you farm ridiculously, and then you can either go Silver Edge or obviously BKB, and then into like luxury items like Assault Cuirass, stuff like that. And you actually kind of carry the games. It's very similar. Like I think it's better as mid or off because the playstyle is the same. It's just that carry kind of.
I do feel like this is a really hard Spirit Breaker game though, because you have two supports that handle Spirit Breaker really well. You have the spear. It's gonna be really hard to connect a charge this game.
Willow is pretty annoying.
Yeah. So they might just go for. I mean, if this Leshrac is indeed middle, I wouldn't mind them just going for their offlaner plus position 4 here, and just give Mars.
It depends on their plan as well. What did they want to do? If they want to play those kind of like split pushy type of game with IO, then they're gonna have to go for some catch, you know. But if they want to go for more engaging, they have to pick team fight heroes. Okay, they don't have a team fight hero yet. Hoodwink.
That's catch, right? You could now pick your team fight hero as well.
I'm not sure Arms plays Morphling really well, but I really like Morphling this game because you're against the Willow, you're against Mars. Overall, feels like a pretty, especially Vio, you know, the split pushing that you were talking about. I think it synergizes really well with Vio, but I don't remember seeing Arms play Morphling.
I think against Mars, the heroes have been popular that actually like win lane, win game are Morphling, Luna, and PA. And then you have like Dusa as a potential, you know, if you can't.
PA is really good here against two squishy supports.
Yeah, PA is genuinely pretty decent here. Yeah, I agree. I think Arms does play PA as well.
There they go.
There's your team fight, Winter, that you asked for.
Yeah, at least they have a way of fighting into the arena right now.
Yeah.
But the infamous team fight is actually just way stronger. They're just way stronger.
Yeah,
they
I mean,
have a
Taco
lot
can
of
perform
burst
the split
damage.
pushing, right, as well? Like, he can cut lanes and he can be kind of an
I think their game plan now is pretty straightforward. They have to go for this kind of like at least double BKB timing with Lash plus the carry. And Pango, Lash, they can just split push until they're ready to fight.
Yep.
But they need to make sure that they don't lose the lanes too badly. But so far, their heroes are mostly pretty good in the lane. The Hoodwink and the IO supports.
Yeah, I actually dislike PA quite a lot now for SG because you were talking about the BKB timing. I think because PA needs to go Battlefield first, the BKB timing is usually more delayed than if you're a Luna or another carry. I think PA just gets hunted so easily against all of those heroes. I would like something different. You know, Bloodseeker, I wouldn't mind a Bloodseeker, but they actually bend it themselves.
Something that's, I feel like they need something that's probably more tanky. They can fight earlier.
Yeah.
They can work well with the IO.
Maybe a Sven?
Sven is not bad. Not bad. Good in the
Just jump the
lane.
Disruptor, jump the Quap, and then you follow up with the Pango Hoodwink.
Yeah, not bad.
I do like this one. He's okay against Mars. You can go for the Ursa if you want to, which is an IO partner as well.
Yeah, I actually really like the Ursa.
The thing is, I actually don't think... Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. No Ursa.
I mean, Bristleback is kind of like a semi-replacement. Not as good, but same kind of hero.
Actually, but Mars makes him turn, right, with the spear?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
There's not many like frontline heroes that can use the IO so well now. Carry heroes.
Yeah, I mean...
please not troll. I'm just saying it now. Do not troll, please.
I honestly don't mind the Tro. I think Tro can just go Maelstrom BKB and like you just force Roche with this lineup, you force towers. I just don't want them going for something like that takes too long to get a BKB.
Okay.
Mr. Anti-Mage. Mr. Anti-Mage.
Please don't go Anti-Mage.
Okay, so we're not deciding what they pick. We're deciding what we don't want them to pick.
This is nice. I think this is nice. No, this is nice.
Okay.
He fights
What's
early.
the logic?
He can fight early. He works well with Io. He's kind of like a semi front line because they don't really have a front line.
Mm-hmm.
Pango's gonna be like playing from the side and waiting to engage with the role in a team fight. So Tiny is, I think, perfect for their lineup.
Okay.
He's
Tanky
gonna
hero.
he's gonna he's a tanky hero. He's gonna start the fight. He blinking whatever, like just be the first distraction, and then Pango can watch and wait. When does he come in with the role?
I mean, I agree with everything you said. I do feel like Tiny got heavily nerfed though after TI. I have my doubts about Tiny being a good carry in this patch, but conceptually it's good. So
yeah, it works with the lineup, but we have to see how much the nerf changes the hero. More
they
team
did
fight.
nerf, Echo Saber, Shadow Blade, Silver Edge, the talent that was bugged. There's so many things, but
Alright,
it is
split
good. I think
push.
it's actually really good versus Void too because you're tanking Chronosphere.
I mean, let's split push, I guess. Chrono, oh my god, Sonic Wave. I mean, the thing about like having so much team fight is sometimes because you are drafting a lot of team fight. Whenever you use too many spells to kill someone and you're playing against an IO draft, you're gonna lose a lot of the map, and especially when they have less red, they can take your towers when somebody dies quickly, very very quickly.
Yeah. I'm okay with this draft. I do feel like if they had a troll, they would be able to force Roche much easier. They would be able to force towers much easier.
That's actually a pretty important point. But whenever you're playing this kind of like speed push, dodgy kind of lineup, you want to have the ability to kill Roshan.
Yeah.
If you cannot kill Roshan and they use their big spells, then
Exactly.
it's a pretty annoying problem.
Because like here I see, okay, Chrono and Arena got used. Okay, let's just go Roche. But their lineup, I mean, sure you have Pango, but it's not gonna be super easy. But still, like, it doesn't seem like a bad draft. It's not like that Faceless Void last pick was insanely like good for Infamous as well. So really interested to see how this Tiny Care is gonna fare.
It just fits the team. The captain just wants, I want to pick team fight. I don't care. Give me a hero that has team fight.
It does make Pango's life a bit difficult. It's honestly a really difficult game for a Pango when you have against
for the lane, the early time dilation is very annoying. Very annoying.
We'll have to see how the game fares. Where's our panel siding? I wasn't able to read it this time.
I think it's kind of even, honestly.
Okay, Winter?
I mean, it depends on your preference. The two drafts are, and the teams, how you like the teams. The drafts are very, very polar opposite, One draft
I would say Infamous is better.
The other draft is like a speed push.
All right.
I mean, all right. But I think I kind of like Infamous draft more too.
Right, I'm glad I got you both off the fence. Wonderful. Bowie and Winter slightly siding with Infamous, much later than the pregame. But let's see if we have SG Esports proving them wrong, or perhaps doing the split pushing to the best of their ability. To cast this wonderful encounter, we have the wonderful matchup, the favorite matchup for those SA fanatics that watched last season and are now tuning into this season, is the casting combo of Gareth.
I was waiting there for him to say your name, then I realized, hang on, he put them both together.
that was good, yeah. I got a little lost there as well.
I'm so happy we have this kind of panel, though, because my Neanderthal brain, when I'm looking at drafts, I would say 9 times out of 10, I prefer Infamous draft. I like team fight. I like when people have big spells to cast. But it's great hearing Bowie and Winter talk about the nuance and the concept of the split pushing that SG can bring, and the ability to maybe drag the game out and find the openings they need. Are you really like leaning one way or the other? Are you a Neanderthal like me, or more refined to go with SG?
I definitely prefer the ease of Neanderthal brain, and I do think that fits well for Infamous. I lived my life like that, and so I like to see it in others. So I think that simplicity, keep it simple, stupid. But that being said, I really thought the Tiny pick was very, very impressive, because I thought they were in a bit of a pinch. I'm looking at those heroes, and I'm like, I thought they were going to pick Jug for a second. I like, the panic Jug pick where you just know it's going to go bad. But I think the Tiny's just a really, really good way to solve this problem. Just like, you can enable yourself for pickoffs, the BKB timing. You can get it on the earlier end, but if the game's going well, maybe you can still dodge it and delay it. So, yeah, I think they definitely have a good shot, but I really like that Boy brought up the Roche point at the end, because that's so important when you're trying to actually punish, like, moving your opponent around the map.
That's so good. And the fact that Lesh and Tiny are both constant sources of damage, right? They're not reliant on cooldowns. They're basically just reliant on HP and mana pools, so if they can tank up or get big mana pools in the Lesh rack, they can just keep pumping damage, especially with an IO behind them. And if one of them's dead, IO just tethers over to the other one.
yeah, their longest cooldown is basically just going to be Rolling Thunder. That's the only thing that they care about when they go for their smokes and everything. So like between that as well as relocate, I guess those are the two to watch for. So that being said, yeah, I am favoring Infamous. I think their lineup just looks much easier to execute. I feel like you just need a couple good arenas early. Alone's going to be looking for that classic rotation. Once you have the Sonic Wave, you can either be like aggressive and go on your own accord if you get a rune, or you can just play it a little bit passive if you think one of the other lanes is going to be going for some plays. So like try and punish, like if the IO and the Tiny reach a little bit too far or something like that.
Yeah, it's interesting the different mid-heroes doing different things like that, right? You think of the Invoker that we've seen from Mini on King of Kings. He's the one that plays actively and makes those rotations even without a rune. I guess Spirits are also the same story, whereas Leshrac and Queen of Pain much more reactive in how they want to get into the side lanes. Right now, Axel putting a bit of damage onto that Hoodwink bottom. We already saw a bit of a brawl up top. Both side lanes just trading regen, trying to drag their wave closer to their tower. How important is this laning stage for SG? Because that's something that Winter also brought up, is they kind of need to get through the first 10 minutes of the game and not get steamrolled.
Yeah, I think keeping KXY alive is a good thing to consider. Like, goals for Leshrac right now are, like, hope that Queen does a TP rotation as opposed to a, like, grab a haste rune, run top, kill them, and then TP back mid. You want some time alone so you can actually pressure the tower. So I think that would be, like, my hopes and dreams if I was a Leshrac this game. Try and get that tower down in the early end so that you can rotate and try and take their safe lane tower next to pair up as... Ooh, Lumiere. He's taking a lot of damage. Ooh, that's good.
Great bushwhack, yeah. I mean, Lumiere with that stick, though, and shared tangos across, he is going to be able to get through the bit of damage put to him by SG. Hoodwink wants that courier real bad, though. Snipes it through the tree line.
Damn, that was no ward, right? You didn't have one back there?
Yeah, he just, like, cut a tree, saw that little glimpse of vision through there.
That feels so good.
Very nicely done.
Because you know that Disruptor probably wants a D ward, too, right? Like, I feel like you'll see the sentry down in that area trying to find that.
Yeah, like, where is that vision? He's already got one over his small camp and getting that lane a little bit. I'm just thinking about that mid lane again. Also pretty difficult for SG to move in onto the Queen of Pain, right? You said you want the Queen of Pain to leave the lane because there's really no chance of a Hoodwink rotating to gank or an IO ganking. They have to play these lanes as they're set up. As Arms, he gets run at by the Mars. Thankfully has the overcharge from IO to keep him topped up.
Yeah, the only way you control Queen is by diving the Faceless Void hard enough that she feels like there is an opportunity and you manage to live, you know?
Yeah. Oh, we missed the swashbuckle bottom.
Dude, the greed.
Time dilation's on him as well. Lumiere's going for it if he gets a bash. Oh, the connect field doesn't keep that Hoodwink inside. Was he trying to line up the swashbuckle on both the heroes then and missed out the disruptor?
He was really close, though.
Unfortunate. Still looking pretty good across all the lanes though. Everyone's farming. Yeah, like look at those CS values. Like, okay, 4 supports at the bottom, but everyone else is dead even. A bit of a go top. Shadow Realm. Michael safe. Why is tier 1?
Yeah. Look at Excel's inventory. Our poor disruptor.
Oh dear. He has
he's only bought consumables.
Oh, Arms. Now the IO. Oh, it's so close. On the brink of death. What regen have they got left? They've got Headdress, Mango. No Tangos or Salve, though, so it's down to that overcharge. So I guess in this case right now, you look at Infamous and think, okay, they've won the regen battle. They now have Mars in a good position. 2 pretty low heroes there. Oh, good attempt with the God's Rebuke, but didn't quite push the Tiny into the Brambles, and a pretty poor attempt at the Spear. Yeah. I tried.
Get it. They will get the pull off here, though, as they drive them back, so that's great. Both, and bottom lane, too. Top and bottom getting some pulls happening here. Oh, and I said that, and Michael, actually, they didn't get the pull. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Disaster.
Oh, no.
It was free.
Oopsie-daisy.
Yeah.
And that's a dire wave pulled into the small camp, so what, a couple of creeps denied?
Oh, that whole creep camp. Oh, bottom lane, though, we got our observer on, and there it is.
There it is. Lumiere
back up top, though. They're onto Arms, too.
Diving that Tiny, overcharge with a tether, and the stick charges, keeping that Tiny up and running. And I do kill off Axel down bottom.
All right, I'll take the blame.
Angelier with a double kill.
I made the call to go top. That's on me.
I mean, Tiny's dying top. Oh, he does drop. You were right in the end. Both side lanes, they were going at each other's throats. And we've got 2 for 2.
So who's happy in this whole exchange? I guess just the mid players, huh? They're just hanging out like dead allies means TPs to refill our bottles. It's 6 minutes coming up, so they're going to drive back KXY. This isn't a kill. This is a getaway. I want that top rune.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
we'll D-ward.
Give him the wave.
We'll get some vision going. And blink in on the hoodwink. What's LTH up to? He's trapped in the brambles now. They will stun up Michael's Dark Willow, but gets himself out of range of that Leshrac, who has the Invis rune bottle, as we saw. And that's 3 heroes from Infamous actually moving into the mid lane.
Yeah, Alone was thinking about dropping the Sonic Wave. I was like, nah, I think we got it. So able to save that and hold it for a kill after, as it is one of the long cooldowns they have. They have quite a few.
How does Sonic Wave work against Pango ulti? I always forget this one. Does it stop it completely?
I think I think they stopped that from happening, right? I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen to Pango anymore. But you're right. It used to be anything that was forced movement. Yeah. But I don't think it ends it now.
Yeah, I just had that brain moment where I'm like, wait, memory kicking in. Old man brain remembers something. But yeah, hopefully it was fixed.
Oh, there used to be so many bad ones for Pango where you could just ruin it.
It wasn't fun to be a Pango. Just getting counterpicked by like 10 heroes.
That's why we're here, you know? We'll all just make sure together. We'll see how the interaction goes.
Yeah, learning.
Yeah, perfect.
This lane stage is broken down way faster than I'm used to. What, like 6 minutes in, we now have a 1v1 bot. There were 5 heroes mid lane. Someone's jungling. KXY is now jungling and moving up towards top. And they do get a stun onto the tiny top with the arena. Spear him up against the side and arms down while Michael moves on to his secondary target, but KXY is here. Gives up on farming jungle, wants to take down the Willow. Tons of damage in an area through the Shadow Realm to claim the kill.
So I will say, I think this has been a pretty constant theme in a lot of the games I've been casting, at least, is this this early head mid for the position 4. I feel like a lot of teams are abusing stacking right now again. I mean, because it's pretty awesome when you get away with it and you see all these stacks. Yeah, taking a look. They're set up in here. They have a little bit of vision to help them defend it. And, I mean, they have a Lesh and a Tiny, but of course, with an IO, like, Leshrac can really get through this. So look at this efficiency. Oh, they're just going down onto the next camp. The smoke's coming.
They're in the jungle. They're on their way. Alone is there, blinking forward. KXY almost out of mana now, as Alone doesn't have too much in the way of backup close enough by, but they do arrive with Willow and Disruptor moving on to KXY. Fairy fires up, healed by the IO, the stun landing in. Good bushwhack back, and Sacred, he's joined in the battle, skirmishing away and finding 2 kills for Infamous. Tiny, where are you off to? Thinking about rejoining, even tossing forward. The hoodwink onto Michael. Nice. So a 2 for 2 in the end. I mean, the Lesh is a big kill for them.
Yeah. That was all with no mana remaining on Alone again, so I actually still can't use that ulti. Might have had one more kill there, perhaps, but still kind of okay in the end, I would say. Good excursion, disrupt some of the farm. Tiny will get it, but I think trying to boost your Leshrac as fast as possible is the goal right now. Try and get into that hood, so I'll consider that a win for Infamous. I think aggressive moves this early can be very dangerous, especially because I didn't see any ward up there. I don't think they had one. Pretty bold move to catch those stacks.
When did Lumiere use Chrono? Used it bot on the Pango, I guess, while that fight was all happening.
Who cares?
But yeah, I was watching the Lesh's net worth. It went up to like 3.4, 3.5k almost, clearing a couple of stacks, then went down to 3.2 when he died. So he really didn't gain anything as they glimpsed Tiny. Trying to dodge the brambles, but he gets pushed into 2 of them. That Sonic Wave making sure they get the kill. And Pango, he's TP'd into the brambles. Does get himself out of the way. That Terrorize was on its way.
Is Alone going to get a rune, though? Yes, finally. Meanwhile, up top, they were hunting.
And Pango rolling, Tumblr's toying over the cliffs. And away he goes into Alone. Blink on cooldown for 2 seconds. But where's the Pango's bodies? Lash and Io just too distant to make a go of this. They want the Mars instead. Terrorize is going to
What
fear them
is
up. And look at the
happening,
Lash
Gary?
stunned under tower. I don't know. They're trying to fight. When the panel said they should be split pushing, they're going to get both of them. Io Lash dead to Michael.
Why are they
Alone
coming in
does
here
drop over near the...
after
I don't know.
ulti? Yeah, well, the ulti's over. It's done. Bango didn't hit her enough.
Top tower is under attack.
All
I
right.
just really wanted to get involved. They did kill the Queen of Pain in the end, but yeah, losing your Lash and the Io in this long drawn-out fight and giving Michael level 8 now on a position 4 going to feel good for the Willow.
Well, interesting. That is also a lot of space for Lumiere. Up here at this top
True.
tier 1 tower, has a ward in behind, so feeling pretty safe. Farms a couple waves,
Middle tower is
dances his way back to the graveyard of the side shop, you know. Remembering better times in the offlane.
Dire's top
He's one of the more classic position 1 players, I feel, from South America as well, like full farm heavy. We saw what his Lunas, his PAs in previous seasons do exceptionally well, getting a lot of gold into his pockets. Right now, you know, sitting in 5th place on the net worth board, but a nice kill there. Hoodwink and Pango sniping Disruptor, but Disruptor's job to keep that Faceless Void alive.
Mission accomplished. Armseer going for the early Echo Saber on the Tiny. Nothing too surprising. Curious if he goes for the Blink. I feel like they kind of need it. I think maybe Blink BKB might be the play here.
Yeah, get on the Void or the Quap.
I just think if he doesn't get it, it's a rough start. Then again, actually, Eco's is coming kind of early. 12 minutes. I feel like that's pretty good for a Pango. Like, who already has Arcane Boots as well. Well done.
Yeah, he's done very well for himself. And that's with the laning phase breaking down, right? Supports all went mid and then top. It was just a Hiko versus Lumiere laying down bot. Hoodwink caught up in the Cursed Crown. Faceless Void gives her the time dilation and a little Shadow Realm to dodge away. Chrono even expended here. Lumiere desperate for kills. See if they can transfer this into a tier 1 tower, though. I feel like SG probably want to come up and defend it, knowing that Chrono's down.
Yeah, they're not committing a whole lot, though, are they? Like,
Nope, they're not pushing.
yeah, Sacred's still just, like, hanging out mid, killing a wave. You got Alone down bottom, doing the same thing. Just wants to get some items. And, all right, well, rather than Blink, Arm's going for, like, the in-between item of the Shadow Blade. I kind of appreciate that with the fact that the Blink's coming so early for the Pangolier. That's a nice middle ground to go for.
Yeah, should be pretty good for him. Widge on that Io. Just moving through the jungle, sitting in behind the Lash. In fact, 3 heroes expecting Infamous to make a move in that mid lane. They are kind of ready for this.
I mean, it's a Mars. He's a Blink Dagger. It's like, hello. Like, they know this timing is there. They have their Blink Dagger. We all know what everyone wants to do right now. And we still don't have Chrono for a minute and a half. So the edge should be to SG in this moment. But Arena is amazing at this point in the game. Because you know there's not going to be any magic immunity. You're going to get a good angle with this Blink. People have low mobility, so you catch 3 or 4 heroes, they're going to be stuck.
Such a good read from Arms. Like, in a pub game, he'd be spam pinged and flamed. You're full HP, full mana. Why are you walking back to base?
Yeah.
But he realizes that something's not quite right. Nobody's top. His team smoked in there. Now they come back into mid, onto Lumiere. Static Storm is going to catch the Lashrak inside with the Brambles as well, but this Rolling Thunder disrupting the back end of the team fight while the Arena spears up the Io, catching out Widge. Axel does lose his life, so support for support at this point, but LTH slain by the Queen of Pain, and a good terrorize sends a Pango back.
Wow, what a
Pretty
save,
close
too.
fought battle.
They could have had Lumiere there for sure. They were just like a little bit slow on getting the follow-up stun, and that gave the window for Excel to land the Stack Storm. And now, the worst possible scenario. This is
he's
a pretty
pushed
dead
back.
Lash.
Straight into the Brambles, completely isolated. And honestly, that fight, it was pretty even between the two of them. You know, team fight ulti's expended. A 400 gold swing doesn't feel, you know, tremendous at this point in the game. It's like 2 supports for 1 support. Then you lose your Lash, and it's just, ow. Doesn't feel good.
What is Excel?
Eco. He's got Glimpse.
Yeah.
He's holding Glimpse. Oh, Sharpshooter
What was
lands
he
into the
hoping
back
to do?
of the Void. He's baiting. He was baiting for Lumiere to come in and become dominating. Now Michael, he wants the poor little Hoodwink Don't think they'll chase up to high ground, though. Instead, aim for the IO. Tether up will get him out.
I mean, I guess you have your counterplay to the glimpse, right? With the, you can do like the swash thing or whatever. So I guess that's his whole point of just like constantly. I still don't get why he chased that deep. I feel like that was just death.
Yeah, that's that desperate scrambling for, hey, our Lesh just died. We need to do something.
Yeah.
Awkward, though. And now we just have Mars sitting mid, clearing waves. Lumiere continues free farming.
This is so... Why are they so grouped? There's Chrono. There's Arena. This is terrifying. Do they have a sentry down there? I don't even see one. There's one on the pillar. But like, there's a ward behind the tower. I feel like Infamous know about this.
Yep. There's double dire wards in triangle, so I guess they're going to come back for Lumiere when he dips into his high ground here. But it's already been scouted.
Oh, this is a good
Michael,
one, though. They see the Mars.
Right place, right time. Pango's in onto the void. Lumiere. Time walks away from the bushwhack. And it is disengage and reset time for SG. They do not want to be fighting into this arena now that that Pango ult's been used up.
And they're getting dewarded there, too. Oh, man, that is so unfortunate. They had such good vision in that area from SG. And not able to capitalize. At the same time, at least Arms wasn't wasting any of his momentum in this game right now. Still farming up towards that EKB that the panel pointed out would be needed on the early end. So, coming directly after the Echo Saber. And honestly, I would have expected more kills out of Infamous by now.
They just need to not lose this Lesh again, hey? Yeah. IO, Lesh, glimpse back into the storm. KXY, he's tethered and healed, but the Chrono's there. Focus down Widge. The IO's dropping so quickly. That Sonic Wave will secure alone a double kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's a toughie.
Dire's structures are
That's everything used, though. Like, they've got Mars Arena, and that's it. So, window maybe for SG when everyone's respawned to go and play some Dota 2.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire are scared.
I do think they need the BKB. Like, no one's going to want to go with the BKB on Tiny, though, so he's going to want to hang out. And then Lesh is going to be like, guys, I don't have an item.
So unconvinced by my cheery optimism there.
I know the feel.
Pango's dead. Is Hoodwink also deceased? Yep. Yep. Double kill for Alone. And this is where things completely start to snowball out of the hands of SG. Now it goes from, Panel was saying they need to split push and they need to, make the map work for them. It becomes 10 times harder.
It becomes dip, duck, dive, dodge. That's the only thing you can do. You can't fight him straight on, that's for sure. You got to find yourself
5 rules of
initiation, yeah.
5 rules of dodgeball. What was that? So there were 2 dodges, right?
He's dodge, like, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. 5
Very
dodges.
good.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Oh, jeez, I forgot that movie existed.
For that movie, by the way.
I think so.
Yeah. They're all boomers out there now.
Dear Lord. I
mean, look back on the movies, on the year of movies that, defined you or whatever.
Don't. I can't, man. I was doing that the other day. We were looking at, E.T. and The Lion King and Toy Story and stuff as sacred. Gets popped out by Arms.
Boom. Big stuff. Let's go, SG.
Huge kill.
That's what you need.
But what's next? Move into
More
mid.
kills.
A kill into tier 1, maybe? They still have that Observer Ward behind the tier 1.
Look at this
small
play.
camp.
Killing the tower with the Edict. They have the reload save just in case. They're flaunting it. Oh,
Green lights are coming for Infamous, though.
No, we're getting the green lights. Yeah, pretty much.
Chrono 15.
Yeah.
And that's it. Everything's ready. Yeah, you're right. They are pushing tier 2 bottom. So tier 1 mid is sat at what? 185, just outside of deny range. And I think Alone there was ping. Yeah, he's pinging it, saying, "Hey guys, we defend this." So that's pretty smart, right? They go tier 2 bot, so there's no glyph.
Radiant's bottom tower
Because if they took tier 1 mid, they probably wouldn't get that tier 2 bottom lane. Oh, Sacred. He's straight on top of them. Avalanche toss on the BKB from Tiny means no spear landing, and he walks straight through the arena.
Oh, Faceless Void. He's getting comboed.
Faceless Void's half HP. He's just being rolled on. The Thunder lands. He time walks it back, and Chrono's up 2. Gets on top of the IO. And a good Sonic Wave there to clear it up. Michael now has that Bedlam destroying Tiny. Armor matters not to the magic damage of the Dark Willow, but KXY still has a decent amount of HP. No, he doesn't anymore. He's silenced up. He's now run out of mana, and he's probably wishing he hadn't joined this team fight. Pango is looking to zone them away, but he's been bashed up by Lumiere as a lone claims a triple kill, and Hiko, trapped on the high ground, hands over the Ultra.
I think after that chrono, this was a TP out situation, and they went back in for the attempt and lost their Tiny and their Lesh because of it. Oh, things were looking so bright and shiny for a moment there, but they got their spells together, right? You know, that's just what you said. They're coming back up. They're gonna have them, and I do think you need to play disrespectfully as SG right now. I think you need to just like pretend that you're better, even though you're not, because you have to outplay them in this moment, but. You are fighting at a disadvantage, and I think it showed there. I do like what Widge has been doing, by the way. Went for the 1 point in the overcharge, whereas, you know, I feel like everyone hates Spirits now because it stinks, but because he's playing with a Leshrac a lot this game, I think he's just like, well, Spirits are better than overcharge for this guy. So it's like a little rough for his Tiny, but at least he can solo farm when his cores are dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Right side, right? That's what you want to hear. Well, at least you can farm when
your
cores are
position
dead.
4 is leeching all the golden experience from the jungle. Well, Arms is sticking around up top, half health.
This guy's a huge brain. I can't believe he held his BKB there. I like, look at him. He's like, no.
They might have to use it
want
now.
it so bad. They're just begging him. Do it.
The blink onto the Queen of Pain.
Oh, he didn't do it.
She gets out. They've got a Yule Scepter up here. Michael is looking for KXY, and he fears the Tiny IO back. Meanwhile, Pango chasing Axel still. Michael down, Spear is there, Pango caught up in it. There's no alone.
He hits this every time.
A million miles away. Yeah, he's got the stun there for sure. So 2 support kills for SG. But the question always for me is, like, what do they do next? They can't really Roshan, they can't push tier 1 top, so it's 2 kills for the sake of 2 kills.
All right, drop a ward and hide on the high ground.
Good plan.
There's not much else you can do, unfortunately. Getting that outpost back would be nice. I would consider that a good goal in the near future for SG.
The outpost?
Yeah, take that bottom outpost. Snag it back. Get some free XP. Deny it from your opponent. You can't fight them. Well, steal their passive income. Their side hustle, as it were.
Doesn't the bottom one belong to Infamous?
Yeah, but SG can take it. They took the tier 2.
Okay. Oh, right.
Big
when you say getting
here.
it back, I'm like... It's like, who's
Get it back
stolen it
again.
from them? I see.
Reclaim what was
brain
reclaimed.
at work, like I said at the start of this game.
That colonial brain.
Oh, Sacred's in. He's got the... Oh, yeah, that's very true. IO shredded inside the brambles. And they've also got the Hoodwink as well. And on the complete reversal of what I was saying earlier, with SG unable to really claim any objectives after a couple of support kills, Infamous straight into Roshan.
Yeah, the unfortunate. We can do this. You definitely can't.
Yep. Is Lesh going to do what you said? Is he going to go take the outpost? Come on, buddy.
He's doing that. You can't
Pango's
see
coming
me
too.
right now. Play. You know. He doesn't have the confidence to take that outpost.
Yeah, it's a bit spooky. Even with Pango and Tiny nearby, they're not going for it.
All right, now I like to say that Refresher is the most unexplored item in Dota, and that's quickly changing because everyone's buying Refresher. But Hiko, I don't know about that, bud.
The Pango's buying Refresher?
I mean, that's actually so sick with his items, though. Like, his chain stun will be legit. If he can get there.
That's true.
Oh my god, dude, his chain stun will be insane. Between roll up, the Yule Scepter, double ulti.
And the blink. Just gets on top of that. I mean, we've seen them bring the Void down to like 30% HP with just, one roll. Maybe that's what they need.
This is actually good because they don't have a way to stop him outside of Chrono, right? Well, other than, outright damage, I guess, which they do have a lot of.
Oh, outpost for outpost. And very quick TP's back. Arms has to BKB. Good spear from Sacred. Gonna isolate that Leshrac, allowing Lumiere to come in, but the Rolling Thunder, that Sonic Wave from Alone. Pair it up with a Chrono. That's lights out for SG. 3 heroes dead. The full arsenal from Infamous just blasted all over them.
It's just so free. Like, the tether comes through, and you just... It lines up so perfectly for the Chrono. It makes it simple for you. A little team fight on training wheels for old Lumiere this game. He has had such a lovely game on Faceless Void. I feel like every time I see him, he's just farming free waves and then showing up to team fights where it's like a little platter. You know, the arena starts, it, chaos begins here, and he just waltzes in. He's like, oh, look, a tether. I already jumped here. Oh, Pango wants to roll in too? Cool.
Yeah, and then Sonic Wave just like pushes even more people towards the Chrono. Like, here, have some more.
I feel like that Sonic Wave is what allowed the Chrono to get off at that exact timing because he pushed the ball just a little bit away. So he had the animation time for the Chrono. So well done by Alone. He was also 12, 1, and 8, by the way.
Hey, he's rolling. Shiva's God coming up next. Orchid, BKB, Quap. Scardy now delivered out to the Faceless Void. And a lot of work to do for SG. They have eyes on a target, though. Alone's Queen of Pain gets the BKB off in time. Oh, the tiny physical damage, though, is ripping through her. She pops the illusion and blinks away, barely escaping and then getting the kill with the help of Michael. In the back, we've got the Leshrac faced off with the Faceless Void and an Arena in the middle onto the Tiny. Isolating arms as Hiko tries his best to allow the Tiny just to disengage and run away because it is scramble time. It is get the hell out of here time. Wedge tethering up. Forces out the Aegis, relocates that Leshrac away, Hoodwink board back, combo onto the Faceless Void, they've brought him down low enough and they get the kill.
The outplays? Big outplays? Hiko,
I
by the way,
wasn't expecting that.
his life with no Chrono is just completely different. It's night and day. He gets to play his hero. Now imagine if he had 2 of those ultis. Oh, Alone. Didn't get Yule's up there. Didn't have his BKB either. Man, if he almost died.
That would have been incredibly scary. And there's big lines drawn. Take control of that bottom jungle. They do so much damage to these towers. Tier 2 gone thanks to Overcharge plus Tiny with his shard.
I'm going to point this out now, Gary, because I always forget when it happens. We need to keep an eye on this shard for Io. Okay? So
the stun?
Yes, so we watch out for that. I feel like I get halfway through a game and I go, why did that guy get stunned? And I'm like, oh, right, he blinked into the tether. Just no one thinks about that right now. Anyway, not there now, but, you know, use your big brain to help my wee brain. If we put our 2 wee brains together, we could be one good caster.
Average.
Yeah.
One average caster.
We can get there if we work as a team. Like Io and Tiny.
Oh, do you remember the, when was it? It was like TI6. There was the little, like, cotton ball IO and the Tiny made out of paper. The video.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I remember watching that again recently. Tiny and IO on an adventure. So adorable.
For some reason, I think it ends dark. They all do.
I remember IO trying to steal last hits from Tiny and then he spam pings. But I can't remember how...
Yeah, that is it.
How it ended?
That's pretty dark. That's a little too real for me, you know?
Yeah. Way too real. But yeah, 3K
Elemental Adventure. Is that what it is?
I think so. Something like that.
Important things happening here, guys. As an important push, they're back looking at their gravestones, being like, yes, I remember this place. Why are all these trees gone? Oh, yeah, we all died here a second ago. We have the powerful green lights at the top of your screen, alerting you to the presence of big spells.
They've got lots of them.
SG. They see the Faceless Void. A purple threat. And they're just hiding high ground.
With no BKB or anything. No Manta, no BKB, no Dispel or real safety item. So I guess if Lumiere gets gone on, things could be rough for them. The intention, though, for Infamous is going to be, we get the jump on you, though, I believe.
They need to pacify and punish the purple perpetrator.
That was powerful punnage, Trent.
Thank you. Well done.
I
do my best alliteration when I'm casting.
I was gonna call you Prent there, but I just didn't think it would. I just didn't think it would fly.
Thank you, Gareth.
Gareth. Trareth. Alone. Yeah, burst through the hoodwink. Easy as you like. And Sacred, he's got a good spear here on KXY. There's a Epulze and a bit of time being bought by the Lesh. Still brambled up and rooted though, and KXY, another kill. Another notch for Alone's Queen of Pain. Beyond godlike streak continues. 14, 1, and 9. Oh, whoa, do they have the IO as well? Yeah, Epulze into spear, catching out Widge 3 in a row. Hango's in trouble as well, hey. Silent slowed with a Shiver's Guard. 1 hit bash, 1 hit bash, 1 hit bash, 3 hit bash. Oh, okay.
Kind of wish he chronoed them. Instead of
Just
spite.
a little bit, yeah.
Probably not tactically sound, but alas. Man, Excel has the build, by the way. This Disruptor skill build, this is quality stuff. He just got the talent at 14. He's gone 4-4-4 with only a single point in the ulti. Guys, do this. This is smart.
Very nice.
All your other spells are better. Ulti's
So
sick,
much damage
but
as well.
yeah, the 1 point's cool. Just get the 1 point. It's fine.
Well, objective claiming time for Infamous. Tier 2 mid. Come back down bottom
He's down
for the
here.
outpost.
Just being sneaky.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
Mars is going to show, though. All right. Well, that'll end any ideas he had.
And TP. And what's next? Did Infamous just go again in 30 seconds when Sonic Wave's back up?
Yeah, I think
Did
they
SG
should,
have a plan to like go before then?
I think they just scout Roche over the next 3 minutes. We'll get the timer soon, but that is definitely the plan. Best case scenario for SG is that they chrono only kill like 2, and then Roche respawns right after.
Oh, Sacred finds one immediately. Takes out a little hoodwink. They cut the wave as well under their own observer ward, so Lumiere very safe with the Mars nearby. Take the outpost yet again. And it looks like IO's going to relocate the Lesh down bottom, and the split push the panel we're talking about finally coming into action, just trying to drag your opponents elsewhere on the map. Oh, Arms. Sacred knows he was there a second ago.
Doing a good job. He's finding farm in a game that is very difficult. Currently holding 2,500 gold as well, so... What to do as this tiny, though?
Yeah, like, do you go AC next, or... what?
I guess what's your win condition is the question. Is it a rat thing, or is it a, like, you survive through big team fights and you, like, turn and get multiple plays off in a single engagament?
When you have, like,
Or
a
do you need to
satanic and
keep
heal up.
ratting? Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, the Agnes is done. All right. Okay, that's a problem.
Disruptor Ags is here. That is a huge problem, isn't it? A huge problem for every single hero on SG.
KXY
It's like no
yes,
Yules.
I'm going to have my BKB soon. Awesome.
Good luck with that, buddy. Especially with the amount of circles that the Radiant have. Michael, can he shatter Realm? No, he absolutely cannot. Arms pops his BKB and crits him twice.
All right. Eco. Almost there.
Sacred.
He's almost got his refresher. Don't die, everyone. Wait for the Pango refresher fight. Retreat.
They're trying really hard not to die, Trent, but someone might die.
No. Run away. Do not engage.
The two-man chronos there from Lumiere. Someone's gonna die.
Yo,
IO,
Arms?
the target
Arms?
of choice for him. Arms, he's there looking for Alone's Queen of Pain, but now speared and silenced against the arena. Sacred focusing in on him, and that Sonic Wave will definitely help. And the jump back in. Lumiere trying to aim towards the Lash as we get a pause as IO buys back, and it looks like IO might have disconnected because he's kind of AFK.
Unfortunate. Oh, Higo was so close to his refresher, too. That's probably the play. Yes, this is very unfortunate. I am not sure what... yeah, good call. Good
Is that
call.
your word of the day? Unfortunate in this series.
Yes. That is my word of the day. It is unfortunate. Unfortunately,
Sad times.
Tiny went on that Queen of Pain. I'm not sure what the play was. I guess he was hoping that Alone just wasn't paying attention for a second. And might kill him before
They were all-
the BKB came out.
Eyes glued on the Leshrac, and then like, oh, I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, but it wasn't
They still
particularly
have static.
close. My brother, KXY, he tips him. Alone has been quite comical today, guys. Yeah, he was
What was he
linking.
posting earlier?
He linked a YouTube video of an ancient meme. I did tweet it, as I believe he wanted you all to see it, and all I can tell is that it was some sort of pineapple apple pen. It was an apple and a pen and some guy dancing.
You've seen it before, right?
I've never seen it before. No.
You'd never seen it? Okay. It was.
No, I don't remember
pretty.
this.
I think it was pretty big in like Southeast Asia. Like it was a big Facebook meme. I don't think it was necessarily like a
million views. So it was definitely big.
It was huge. I don't think it really had like a meaning. It was just kind of like that baby shark do. It's just kind of catchy and dank,
Well, that's a critique of the Russian Tsar. But okay.
Lumiere is in again. Dieback Io. Alone keeps the streak going, and they jump in looking for any bonus kills. Hiko now down. Hello grabbing a double kill, and a glimpse back on the lash drags him into the waiting arms of Sacred's Mars. Bedlam's there as Lumiere clears up the hoodwink, and everybody's gonna die. Tiny bonus back and gets nothing done.
I miss 1 minute ago when we were gonna dodge fight, so Pango got refresher. I wanted to see that, and now Pango. You know what is really good versus a refresher is Aegis. That thing's pretty good in a lot of situations. Because 2 lives, and he needs 2 ultis to kill 1 life.
Just have to get a refresher for his refresher.
They're working
on this
on
time
that.
walk, reverse time walk is so fun.
It's a quality meme. I will give it that. It's got a lot of swag potential, a lot of good taunt potential.
Especially with the actual Agnum Scepter upgrade.
Oh, I mean, then you're just
like,
ruthless.
Jump in, time lock everybody, jump back out again. What you gonna do? Can't touch the Time Walker.
Alright, Hiko, sell your items. Get an Agnums. I mean, a refresher. That's the one. Do not get an Agnums.
What does he sell, though? Energy booster from Arcanes?
Honestly, I would if it wasn't for the fact that he'll get double, so I don't want him to.
He needs the double Arcanes.
I want the value mana, even though he doesn't really need it, but the value. Sorry, he's going to get there. He's going to farm it up. They're going to take the time. Unfortunately, this is free Roche for Infamous right now. The Shard will be complete and gifted to... I guess probably Queen, huh?
Probably.
Pretty good one. She's got double silence now.
Disruptors ain't bad, Put it on the Faceless Void, jumps into the Chrono.
Yeah, it's not too shy. Not too shoddy.
Shabby? Yeah.
Shy,
Oh, Hiko. Right. Roll up. And Rolling Thunder. So that's 1 ulti used up. He can sell. Well, can he sell Quelling and buy Refresher now, or does he care buyback? Because he has buyback along with Hoodwink.
No cares buyback. Win fight.
Ooh. Hoodwink. The trees offer no safety against this Queen of Pain. Shiver's Guard giving that vision they needed.
Yeah, they have so much good vision for a Hoodwink this game, too. Between Disruptor and now into the Shiva's Guard. Willow has got some stuff, too. Even Mars, of course, can just, kill all the trees. It's hard to be the sneaky Hoodwink in a game like this, but...
Oh, the Io mid. Oh, no. Oh, no, he's come back.
That's
and there's
your
just
base.
a Void and a Mars waiting for him in his base. Top lane of Barracks. Ranged one still standing, but not for long. Where's that? Down bottom. Interesting.
He likes the space.
Yeah, well, look at that.
All right, where's that courier? Is it home? It's home. There. The refresher is complete.
Hell yeah.
All right, so.
Just watch him, try and Rolling Thunder, get Static Stormed, and die.
No. Gary, don't say
it's
that.
It's gonna happen.
No. Don't be like that.
I am watching Axel because he has a Blink Dagger coming to him now.
Oh, this is such a good build. And he has the telescope, too. Dude, he can be so far away and do his stuff.
That is superb. Well,
all right,
Lumiere
guys.
and Sacred up to high ground.
It's only a 22k lead.
Who's coming in behind? The Dire scans someone.
Roll number
Hoodwink
1.
and Lesh are here. They see Disruptor. Disruptor's a big kill. They can blow him up as well. Down we go. Axel's gone. Now
Can't
it's
find
a
Sacred.
really spread fight. Widge down to Lumiere. They get the kill on him and a great arena spear, but the refresher. Oh, the Pango's coming
Look at
back
that.
in for round 2. The trouble
he's
being
stuck.
Lumiere is an absolute monster and the Pango can't stick on to anyone. Tungany hasn't really joined the fight until now either. He'll aim for Michael, get a couple of taps in, but the Eon disc is there, allowing for this Chrono to come in, and Lumiere will just pound and pummel with a 2-man spear. Sacred sets it up to blow up this tiny and Pango quite easily. And Alone, what's his score now? He's 21 and 16. Monstrous stuff from Alone. A 48 to 18, 39-minute game. A pretty one-way street from, what, 15 minutes onwards or so? Team fight ulti power.
Yes, the only reason this game lasted so long was pretty much just mistakes by Infamous in terms of, you know, some of the fights they took, where they put themselves on the map when they didn't have certain ultimates. And also, like, sure, there are mistakes and stuff, but Dota obviously is mostly a game of capitalizing on those mistakes. And SG, I think, showed some promise in that regard. You know, there were some rough-looking fights that they managed to turn into victories despite being at quite the disadvantage, but it was not enough.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of looked like, you know, a pubby draft. It felt like, you know, a team that hadn't really gelled together just yet in terms of team fights, but there was absolutely some individual skill being shown off there. Some beautiful Dota from both sides, but Infamous, you know, really showing their prowess in game 1 of this series. But we'll head back to the panel and see what they thought about our game 1 here.
Thank you, Gareth, for that little throw. As we're getting ready to talk about this game, was that what you expected, guys? Did you expect this to turn out this way?
I did. I think there were, like, the biggest thing I saw this entire game was, like, all right, Infamous makes an aggressive move. They use Arena plus Chrono. And instead of just, like, respecting those cooldowns, backing off, and then abusing, you know, the 100-second window they would get out of that, they would try and fight when they had 2 or 1 hero dead.
Yeah.
They would never win that fight. And, like, it just constantly snowballed over and over again. And I thought they just lacked a lot of discipline.
Winter?
I think the way they played the draft was also not very accurate. They were supposed to, I feel like, have dots all over. If you look at the mini map, right, they are always on 2 lanes only. I feel like the way they should be playing their lineup is always going to be, they should have people on 3 lanes. The Hoodwink should be trying to set up for, like, some relocate ganks. I don't think we even saw that many, or even 1 or 2 in the game. That's very little. And they were mostly grouping up on 2 lanes. I felt like whenever you are playing against this kind of draft and you can't really fight the opponent, you have to be trading resources whenever somebody dies. Somebody has to die somewhere on the map, and you have to trade with your heroes taking out the creeps on the other side of the map, or at least using relocates to clear waves on the map. You know, they were essentially not really doing much in the game, and the way they were choosing to take fights were quite disastrous as well. They were trying to fight when the chrono and every spell was up, and obviously they're gonna lose those fights, you know.
Yeah, like, they forced the bottom tier 3 when there was Aegis in Chrono, and instead of, like, just showing the lash and using the IO to relocate when Chrono was used, Pangolier was, like, on top of the lash. They get a 3-man Chrono out of that. The relocate doesn't connect.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was like they were not respecting the enemies, you know, lineup. There's also there's the Disruptor, there's Chronosphere. You have to, like, even with the relocate, there's a chance that you are still gonna die because of the glimpse. They were playing like whatever, you know. We are just gonna hit the tower, and it took them so long to run away. Even though the enemy was, like, missing off the minimap for like 2 seconds already, they back off so slow, and they got caught, and they just lost so many heroes. And the other issue was, whenever the spells are down, they cannot kill Roche with their lineup, so they can't really get anything on the map.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if I got 5 gold every time Gareth said, "Oh, they're going into a team fight with Arena up," I would have more gold than Hiko that game. It was not, like, you're right. There was a lack of discipline, and some of the issues that Bowie was pointing out in the pre-panel kind of came into play, right? Like, they might be talented players, but they're young, they're inexperienced. A lot of them would belong in Div 2, and what you saw in the Fallen Cup is kind of repeating here. Because in the Fallen Cup, I watched some of it, and their games were looking kind of like this, where you're like, they're not playing badly per se, but I don't see a plan to what they're doing many, many times. And that was against teams that are much weaker than Infamous, who, to be honest, besides 1 or 2 throws, looked pretty solid this game. They had a couple of moments where I feel like if they were against a stronger team, they would lose, but good enough to beat SG.
Yeah, I think overall they did what they have to do. You know, like we mentioned during the draft. It's just easier to play their lineup. You know, it's more straightforward. You have catch, you have decent lane, you have a superior team fight. Whenever you go to the enemy, they have to run away. It's fun to play like this. You know, whenever the enemy sees you, they have to run, and you just keep chasing them. It's just very hard for the enemy to play. They have to play in a way where they use the map and they can take efficient trades. And it's not easy whenever you guys mentioned they're a team of a lot of new players, young players, and they don't really understand how to play their draft. I felt like maybe it could have gone a lot better with their lineup if they played accordingly. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do in the game. But I mean, it was very clear that they didn't understood what they needed to do, even individually and as a team. You know what their draft is supposed to look like when they're playing against a heavy team fight lineup. It felt like they're just fighting mindlessly into the enemy most of the time.
Oh, we're gonna have to see. Sorry, go ahead, boy. Finish your thought, please.
No. You can. I don't think it was that important, honestly.
Okay.
No, we want to hear Bowie.
Yeah,
tell
all
us.
right, hear
I will.
Bowie.
Okay,
Talk to your analyst.
I was actually like trying to imagine how the communication for SG in that game was, because like there was a moment where the Shrek just invaded the big jungle of Radiant by himself. At the same time, Hoodwink's pushing top. So like I could just imagine everyone's like, okay, I'm pushing top. All right, I'm invading their triangle. And like the Hoodwink dies, then they go on the Shrek. Like it really doesn't feel like they had a plan. You actually said that, Avo. It felt like everyone was trying to do their own thing, but nothing really connect. It felt like a super hectic pub, honestly, coming from SG.
Yeah. The P word is tough to say competitive, but it really did look that way for them, to be honest.
Yeah, like
individually
no one played poorly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see if game number 2 is a bit better for them, because honestly, they need to just after you play this game, yeah, you need to get your headspace together, but you also just need to forget it. To be honest, you can't look at this game and go, "Let's try to fix this mistakes." There's not enough time between the games, so just get your head together. Try to make a more solid draft for game number 2, maybe an easier one to play, and we'll see if they can deal with Infamous in this game number 2. For now, we're gonna go to a small break and we'll be back with the pre-panel for Infamous versus SG game 2. Take care, and until then.